would think that being the Inquisitor would get you a little bit better service with the cups. Oh no, it's just water. I don't think that I would risk anything more strong. Yes, thank you, but I have to admit that this clothing isn't really my style, nor is it my comfort. Josephine came at me with curlers and brushes, and it's a little bit terrifying to say no to her when she's truly invested in an idea. So, Leliana told me that you have news for me. Yes, believe me, there are quite a few loud whisperers, and I think that speaking in the open is perhaps a little bit safer even than speaking in a corner where the words might echo. A missive. All right. Now? I see. Well, I'm glad to receive the information. I'm hoping that it will help me with the Duchess Floriane. As it stands, I believe that she wants to dance with me later. It wouldn't be my first choice. Oh no. On that end, I haven't quite had the courage to ask who I had wanted to ask, but hopefully before the end of the night. My mind has been, admittedly, on other things. Much more pressing matters than my personal desires. Well, no. As tight as this schedule of the night seems to be, I'm actually quite glad to have you here with me. There are seldom friendly faces in this place, and I dare not stand near too many too often. Yes, I think that you look a lot more fetching in your outfit than I do mine. Although, from your personal mission, it seems that you, got a little bit roughed up. No, I mean no offense. If I could have a moment to myself, that would be more than I could have possibly hoped for. A couple minutes just to think over what I've gathered would be quite important. Oh, believe me, when it comes to scandal. Have you seen me lately? They've been calling me the Herald of Andraste and the Inquisitor and such, and then I come to Orlais, and I'm an elf. I'm a Dalish elf. They can't find much more scandal than thinking that Andraste's chosen is one of us. So, I don't think that I will overly scandalize anyone by spending a couple of moments to help my, what did they call you when they announced us all? Right. Quite Orlaisian, I suppose. That's just the way that they refer to people like us. Well, I suppose people like you, I have titles now. But anyway, they will forgive me a moment to help freshen up my confidant and allow them to look better for the party. Not that you look bad per se, it's just that there are a few parts that I think Leliana and Josephine would object to. Not that I particularly mind. I do wish that I could take all of these pins out of my hair. But anyway, so Leliana supplied me with a little bag that she said I could freshen up with. And I think I can help you with it as well. It has some cosmetic items, and rest assured, I hear that everyone here in Orlais wears cosmetics. She managed to get some lipstick on me, but I'm not truly a fan. Well, anyway, as we enjoy this moment to ourselves, this is a perfume, I believe. They sprayed it on me before I walked out. It's probably better to get these gloves off. I'm more than happy to get them off, actually. You wouldn't believe how hard it is to grip things in these. Somehow so different from the gloves in my armor. Anyway. So, this is a bit of a flowery scent. I would suggest you hold your breath, close your eyes. I got a little bit up my nose when they sprayed me. Okay? Alright. I don't know if the fanning actually helps. I know that they fanned me. So... What do you think? The smell? Good? Bad? I like it too. One of the few things that they put on me that I actually liked. Minus the part where it got up my nose. But hopefully that disperses the scent a little bit. Rather flowery, yes. I did in fact receive a flower from a Comte Gaston or something of the sort. I get the feeling that he wants to join the Inquisition, but I'm always a little bit wary doing all of these recruitments. Anyway, back to the things that we should worry about. So, there are, as far as I am concerned, 3 people that we must most be interested in. There is the Duke Gaspard, I believe. Gaspard something. I'm not quite familiar with the titles yet, but... So there is a Gaspard, and there is an Empress Celene. Now this is a cream of some sort. This one... Oh, this is also scented. Well, let's hope that you don't come out a little too over-fragranced. But there's a Duke Gaspard, there's an Empress Celene, and then there is a servant named Briella, who I believe at one point was the handmaiden to Empress Celene. I've heard quite a few rumors about what the nature of their relationship was beyond being handmaiden and empress. Quite scandalous, yes. I believe that it's something that I can leverage. Something that I can... There's more to this than I'm seeing. It can't be quite so simple as just trying to bond bridges between the 3 of them before Corypheus comes, but... Yes, I know, I'm sorry I said that we wouldn't say the Corypheus word today. Too many things to be stressed about beyond just that. I think maybe a little bit more cream. It seems to be getting a little bit more blood in your complexion. So... There's more to the 3 of this. From what I've heard of Orlais is never quite so simple as just having a few players in it. It's always much more than that, and there's always somebody in the shadows doing something suspicious. But until the meantime, in the meantime, is that how it's said? In the meantime, what we're going to be doing is trying to figure out more information regarding Gaspard, Briella, and Celene. As I understand Celene and Briella's relationship, we might be able to spark something back between them. As for Gaspard and Celene, I don't know if there's any evidence that we could find that they ever got along. I know that things came to a breaking point just recently, so there's got to be something that we could work off of. If it's not the mutual affection, perhaps the mutual hate. Does that make sense? The mutual hate. I'm not quite used to this, as you might presume. Mutual hate. From what I've heard of from Leliana, if you can prove that there were working against each other and sort of blackmail them, is that the term? So, on to the next part of your refreshing. This is the lipstick that I was told of. It's apparently Orlesian in make, and something that everyone in Orlais would wear. Okay. Relax your mouth a little bit. We need evidence of the mutual hate. No, I'm not putting too much on. I'm doing very light, tiny strokes. That's what Josephine said. Anyway. I wonder if I could put this on your cheeks as well. Okay. So, we need to figure out evidence that they've been working against each other. And then, after we get evidence of that, we could basically put them at an impasse. That's sort of the idea that I had in mind. Put them at an impasse such that they can't claim that the other has been working against them without the repercussions of having their own crimes come to light. Neither of them is entirely popular with the entire population of Orlais. There are definitely people on both sides. So, I hardly have a mind for this sort of thing. Do you mind if I fix your hair up a bit as well? I don't have a brush with me, but could probably run my fingers through it, if that's okay? Okay. Off of the topic of your, hair. It is such a lovely color, and you certainly have quite a lot of it. These bubbles. Was that your idea, or Leliana's, or Josephine's? Well, I think it's a nice touch. Back on the topic of me dancing. Well, you would think that after facing all of the trials that I've faced, asking would be a little less nerve-wracking, but it is, as ever, scary. A fear of rejection, perhaps, but perhaps it's also just that I've never done this before. Never been to a ball, never dressed up as such. We Delish certainly do have our own traditions, but they're hardly comparable. And, well, things seem a little bit more high stakes when we both have so much to keep account of. scoot over a little bit? No, we're all right. Thank you. Yes, there's been a spotty attention with the glasses, but plenty of people who feel like they're gifting me with their company. It makes me a little bit uncomfortable, perhaps, but I wish they'd come around more often with the water instead of the people and the ladder climbers and the... Anyway. You have an idea? Based on the missive you brought over? You think that Gaspard's involved in that? Well, that's certainly a possibility, but not one that I had considered. Well, yes, I suppose your hair is done now, but if I stop playing with it, more people will come over and I will have to return to the party. So, that's Gaspard's part of it. But what about Celene? In your missive, you mentioned a few other bits of information, but as with Gaspard, he wasn't mentioned and neither was Celene, but as there's always something connected. Not Celene, but Florian, you say? Florian might be playing a bit of a better part of this than I thought. Yeah, she certainly has her own stake in this, although hadn't really been one that I'd considered. If Florian has something, so... I think that if I play my cards right, if I get my feet in the right place during the dance, perhaps I can open her up to a little bit more conversation. Yes, I can engage with her on that topic. She was the one who expressed interest in dancing with me, so it's possible that I should expect for her to be driving the conversation in a certain direction. Well, it's certainly not reassuring to believe that not only does she have secrets that we're not aware of, but she's going to drive me in a direction, and I won't know if it's to take the information off of her, or... I'm sorry. As I've said before, this is mainly speculation. It's the first time that I've had a chance to just sit down and think about this for a moment. Well, perhaps I ought to be getting back to the party. I do expect that Florian will be asking for her dance soon, and I do have more people that I must meet, unfortunately. These gloves are just the hardest thing. Impossible how they seem so tight and uncomfortable as I'm putting them on. And then, as soon as I have them on, it's like they're so ungainly and in the way. I do have something for you to take along to Leliana as well. Sort of a missive of my own. You can't imagine how difficult it was for me to find the ink and the pen to write this with. Got it with your life. Oh, no, I'm really hoping that it doesn't come down to that. If it comes down to that, I suppose it might actually be better just to give it up. Well, no, don't let me lead myself in that direction. Thank you. Well, I ought to get back to the party. Thank you for sitting with me for a bit. I think I might have ironed out a few more ideas. And good luck to you as well.